This crow stole a bag of protein out of the basket in my bicycle.
He wanted to buff up and then he realized he couldn't get into it.
Couldn't
so he
believe
slashed
it.
Do you even lift, Crow? Do you even lift? Ooh, strike a pose bridge.
It's a bridge to happiness.
Whoa!
Hey, podcast kittens, it's Cathy Cat.
And Ladybeard coming at you with another armpit ogling installment of
Cat with Beard. How often have you ogled armpits?
I love a good armpit ogle. Show us your pits.
What's an armpit ogle?
Just
Is
check
that
it
when
along.
you're flexing your guns and someone looks
just
at
lift
your
this
armpit?
one up. Just lift this one up.
All right.
Just taking a look. Just having a squiz. Having a squiz of an
I
armpit.
feel I'm not quite sure how I feel about this armpit ogling.
Wait, you can ogle an armpit next time.
No, you
next
can't.
time you're on the train, you see someone holding onto one of those things, just take a moment and appreciate the pit.
I mean,
You know what? We've started this podcast on a topic totally different from what we're talking about today.
Okay. All of you Japan travelers who are interested in traveling to Japan, don't just stay in Tokyo. Go to the other regions. I'm still stuck with that armpit ogling.
Yeah, what we're about to talk is not armpit related at all. Although I imagine today we're going to talk about Chugoku region and what there is to do there. But I imagine they have their fair share of armpits. So you can head to Chugoku for some amazing tourism. We're going to tell you all the hot spots to hit up, and don't forget to check out some local armpit while you're there.
My goodness. So this is part of our series where we introduce different regions of Japan.
Yes.
And don't just go and crowd in the big cities, Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. There's a lot more to Japan, and this is to encourage you to maybe put some of these spots on your Japan checklist.
Yeah, get out of Dodge. Here we go. So we're going to Chugoku. Now, interestingly, Chugoku, now the word Chugoku, the name Chugoku, also means China in Japanese, as in the nation of China, but there's also a part of Japan called Chugoku. This is very interesting. It means Middle Kingdom. Those of you familiar with the Chinese language will know the name China in Chinese is Dongguo, or Middle Kingdom.
Oh.
Similarly, Chugoku in Japanese is Chugoku, the Middle Kingdom, because... Not because it's China. Because it was the Middle Kingdom in the middle of the country diplomatically, which was in between the west bit and then the rest of it, you see. So it was in the middle. That was called the middle bit, the Middle Kingdom, Chugoku.
Okay. Well, that's great introduction in there.
Yep.
Also, in that prefecture, you have, maybe you know the names, so we read that out to you. We have Okayama, Hiroshima, Yamaguchi, Tottori,
Tots.
and Shimane.
Your mate Shimane.
So in the Heian period, around 800 AD, when the term Chugoku region, like you said, was coined, the political center of the time was in Kyoto. But in addition, the Daizaifu was presented in present-day Fukuoka, and the Western Center in Kyushu, which was responsible for diplomacy in the mainland Korean peninsula. So therefore, the 5 prefectures located exactly halfway between the 2 capitals, Kyoto and Daizaifuku, come to known as the middle country, Chugoku.
There you go. Tell you what.
I find that a bit complicated as well
This
myself.
is such a cultured podcast. You are learning about some historical events here, my friends. This is high art in motion.
Okay, I'm going to say we're entertainers. We're not historians, and we're actually not 100% historically savvy. But
No, we're awesome. Come on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to pull us down a little bit. You're bringing us back up. I like it.
No. We know every bit of history. Every single bit of it.
No, we don't. We really don't.
Tell us about Tottori Prefecture, Cathy Cat.
Tottori Prefecture, which is probably most known on social media for their sand dunes.
Yeah,
they
the
actually
sand
have large sand dunes, 16 kilometers.
It's interesting. I didn't know Japan had a domestic desert.
Yeah, and they even have camels there to attract tourists.
To ride a camel.
So if you ever felt like riding a camel on sand dunes and you didn't want to go into very hot countries, so you come to Japan.
Have you ridden a camel?
I've been in camel stables, but I haven't ridden a camel yet.
I rode a camel.
Okay.
I rode a camel as a child. Somewhere in the Northern Territory in Australia. I rode a camel.
They're gigantic. Those animals are so big.
Yeah,
they're like
huge.
elephants.
And it's interesting the way they get up, because they get up like their hind legs or their front legs, I can't remember which, go up first. But sitting on the camel, you're like, you get thrown back and forward as they stand up. That's the only scary part. They're like, hold on while it stands up. You're like, ah! But then once you're up, he's all right.
Yeah, so if you wanted to experience that in Japan,
Yes.
you can in Tottori Prefecture.
Yes!
They also have a sand museum.
Yeah.
So they have giant. So if you thought your sand castle is not quite up to scratch, maybe you want to go over there and get some inspiration for those sand sculptures from artists around the world.
Yep, they have this. We have some amazing photos of sand sculptures here. Look how remarkable this is. What, Notre Dame? Is that what we got
I
here?
think you can, yeah. Each year has a different theme, like ancient Egypt or European history. So whenever you're coming, might be worth checking that one out because they might have changed that in the time.
How do you feel about sand?
Well, I feel very curious that Osaka is importing 5 tons of sand from Tottori Prefecture to the Osaka Expo, apparently.
What?
So, yeah, let's just bring that over all the way from Tottori to Osaka for the Expo. Not quite sure what they're going to do with that, but apparently that's one of their plans.
Sandless in Osaka. Not for long.
Not
That's
for
Tottori
much
sand.
longer. No.
There we go. And don't forget Mount Dyson. They got Mount Dyson over there, which is often described as the Mount Fuji of the West. Very good for a hike in the summer and a bit of a ski in the winter.
So, yeah, put that on your list. Next one, we're moving over to Shimane Prefecture.
Shimane!
Actually, this is something that will link now to our Valentine's episode this year because, well, Shimane's most known shrine. We were talking about it. Give it a moment. Think about it. If you watch the podcast about Valentine's, it's Izumo Taisha Shrine.
Izumo Taisha. Itsumo no Kaisha. The Forever Company. Incorrect. Has nothing to do with that. It's the Izumo Taisha Shrine, one of Japan's most important Shinto shrines, said to be the home of the gods of matchmaking and love.
If you want to find out more about that and that gigantic rope that they have in front of
Big
it.
old rope.
Yeah, it's
Big old rope. Twisty, twist, bip, bip.
Looks amazing. Please go and check out the podcast, the Valentine's episode of our podcast for that.
Yeah, that's episode 144. For those who are interested.
Yes, go check that
144. Then we got the old Matsue Castle. This is amazing. One of Japan's 12 remaining original castles. This thing's incredible. Look at this big old pagoda.
It looks like the Japanese type castle, and yeah, beautiful views. Especially during Sakura season. They know what they're doing when they're planting their Sakura trees near castles.
Sakura!
There's more. Where there's a castle, there's usually also a museum. And the Adachi Museum of Art.
Yep, good.
It's famous for its stunning Japanese garden, which was ranked #1 in Japan for many years.
Have you been?
Not that one, no. I'm gonna tell you where I've been in Shimane Prefecture in a moment, though. So.
Because it struck me as the kind of place you would have been.
Well, I heard that the garden is designed to look like a living painting from inside the museum.
Oh, no joke.
So
no joke.
Yeah, it looks like they have like the glass walls that way that you look into the garden and it looks like if it was like a glass, like it's a painting.
Wow.
Beautiful, like very sceneresque, scenalicious.
Scenic?
Scenic, thank you.
It's interesting how you took a fairly straightforward word and then just added on syllables to make it more and more complicated as time went by.
Yeah, it sounded flashier.
It was fine, it was good, but that sounds like a scenerific experience.
Yeah, an absolute scenerific experience. I had my Shimane scenerific experience because I went to the Oki Islands of Shimane.
Oh, yeah?
So they're smaller islands and they have a lot of like almost untouched wildlife. It's absolutely beautiful there. I've done 3 video series. So if you type in Cathy Cat and Oki, so it's like okay plus an I, Oki Islands. I went there with an ex-AKB and a model and a couple of other creators. And just we explored, we drove around, we saw wild horses, lots and lots of stuff. So that has a very fond memory in my heart, that experience. So
that sounds excellent.
That
sounds like a great time. Happy days.
Next one. Okayama Prefecture.
Oh, Okayama!
Okayama Prefecture.
Have you been?
Okayama, I have... Yes, I've been actually.
Oh, good, yeah.
I've been, but I haven't been to the part where all the peaches are.
The part with the peaches.
The part with the peaches.
Tell us about the part with the peaches, Cathy Cat.
Every Prefecture in Japan, we talked about it before, has something they're proud of. And in Okayama, it is peaches because the legend and the story of Momotaro, the boy that was in a peach who goes out to slay the Oni, that is very predominant in Okayama Prefecture. So you'll actually get kibidango, like the treats he got to kind of bribe people into being, or animals into being his friend. You can buy those, and obviously a lot of delicious peaches, apparently.
Are you pro peach?
I like peaches, unless the type that gives me allergies. Then I don't like them so much.
You got a peach allergy?
A little bit, depending on the breed, yes.
Dear me, I'm sorry to hear
There's
that.
too many allergies here.
I love a peach in my hand, just biting into that peach. I'm not a big fan of peach flavoring, but just give it that fuzzy little it's like an apple with fur.
I'm instantly having an itchy feeling in my throat,
You
so I
poor
guess
girl. All right.
allergies.
Well, I'll eat the peaches with both of us. But look, Okayama's got one of Japan's 3 great gardens. It's got tea houses, ponds, and a scenic view. Perfect for a peaceful walk or traditional tea experience.
Love it.
We have a photo of it here, and it looks like it's like a Japanese version of, you know, where the hobbits live?
Yeah, it looks like the Shire. It looks like the Shire.
Shire. It's like a Japanese Shire. A Jaya.
They should probably market that just for a tester and see how that actually catches people's interest. Next one, we have the Okayama Castle,
Another castle.
which is also named the Crow Castle.
Crow Castle.
Wait, that's a pretty cool name, though. The
It's
Crow
pretty
Castle.
cool. Well, it's all black, you see, so it looks like a big old crow going,
And you can even try on samurai armor inside. So you go, I'm going to go to Crow Castle next to try on my samurai gear.
Crow Castle. Back in like episode 4 or something, I told the story of the crow who stole my protein once. I told you about that. You remember that story? This crow stole a bag of protein out of the basket in my bicycle. I had a bag of protein.
dare.
It was like, I only had like 2 shakes or something
Buff
left in it.
Crow. I think I
This
remember that
flippin'
story.
Crow, I went around the corner to the combini and I'm coming back and there's this crow perched on the basket of my bike and he's like, he's pulling my
wanted to buff
protein.
up.
It was in a bag with other things. I'm like, hey, and I run at him and he just, as I get to him, he gets my bag of protein out and he flaps away with it in his beak. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro? He goes onto the roof of the building. Get this freaking crow gets on the roof of this building and he pecks at it, but it's like, Ziploc closed, right? So he pecks and pecks and pecks. He can't get into the protein. So he just leaves it on the roof and flies away.
Oh, how mean.
I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
He wanted to buff up and then he realized he couldn't get into it.
Couldn't
so he
believe
slashed
it. So anyway, you can go to the Crow Castle.
Crow Castle. That was an interesting interlude here. I like it.
Hopefully, imagine that crow is there. Imagine if you met that crow in the
Probably
castle.
buffed up. It's gonna
Jack
got
Crow.
some Jack Crow now.
Yeah.
So do you even lift, Crow? Do you even lift? Kurashiki, a Bikan historic quarter. It's a beautiful old town with Edo period buildings and a scenic canal.
This looks
a lot
lovely,
of people
doesn't it?
know,
Very beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of people know Okayama Prefecture Kurashiki. That's like a place that people will mention.
Really?
Very, very beautiful. Again,
Looks
give
lovely.
give it
Edo
a check.
period when everything got kind of westernized. Yeah, it does look like, it kind of looks like Venice-y, doesn't it?
Old
They
school
chopped it up.
buildings and like those little boats. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It has that feel. Next one, we are now you will have heard this name, Hiroshima Prefecture.
Hiroshima. So, of course, the most important thing, you've got the Peace Memorial Park and Museum. So,
Yes, that's a
go there
must.
to learn all about history because you probably know what happened in Hiroshima. It's not awesome. But you can go there, you can learn all about it. Features the dome, the A-bomb dome, and the Children's Peace Monument and the Flame of Peace. So, we're all very pro-peace. So, head on down to Hiroshima if you need a reminder of why peace is very important.
Yep. You will definitely, a lot of people go there to just find out a bit more about the history or just see it for yourself. It will leave, I guess, a mark. It is important to have a look at it and see what happened during that time.
You've been there, yeah?
I've been there, yeah. Just like having seen I think the Children's Peace Monument, there was a girl who had, after the bomb fell, she got leukemia. She was trying to fold 1,000 paper cranes because in Japan you say if you fold 1,000 paper cranes, the paper cranes, then you get a wish. She didn't quite make it. So children will donate and will make, from different schools, they will make 1,000 paper cranes and give that to the memorial and it will be like displayed around the memorial area as well. So yeah. So that is the darker part.
Yeah.
But
This podcast got real somber for a second there. But they also have the Miyajima and Itsukushima Shrine.
That's the famous floating Tottori Gate that everyone sees in a lot of those come to Japan tourist things. The Tottori Gate in the ocean. If the tide comes in, it will be floating. If the tide goes out, you can actually walk all the way over there. I've been there actually last year. They also have a couple of deer around, so in case you want to bow to a deer and give them deer senbei, they will bow back. I had that in my head instantly, yeah.
Yeah, you would have been singing that the whole time. Every deer you saw, you would have been singing that song.
Yeah, also the local speciality is the momiji manju. So it's like shaped like a momiji leaf. Delicious. It's like a soft dough on the outside, moist sponge on the outside. Inside is usually filled with anko beans or all kinds of things. Chocolate, cream, cheese. I've seen it with cheese.
Cheese. It says it's maple leaf shaped. Does it not taste like maple?
I'm sure there's probably some that also taste like maple, but there's like different flavors inside at this point in time. So if you want to find out more about that, check out episode 84 of this podcast.
Yeah, this is a podcast which is like a reference guide to other podcasts. When we told you more information you might want to know.
Yeah, just check it out. We have a lot of cool episodes and cool stuff here. There's also a big thing that Hiroshima and Osaka have beef.
Oh,
yes. Kansai have beef.
Yep.
Sometimes literally beef, sometimes just pork.
Tell us more, Cathy Cat.
It's the okonomiyaki style.
Which is what?
There is Kansai style and then there's Hiroshima style.
No, but what is okonomiyaki?
Okonomiyaki is like called the Japanese omelette.
Okay.
And you kind of are supposed to fry things inside that you enjoy.
Okay.
And if I would simply explain it pretty much in the Osaka style, sorry if I get this slightly wrong, but the way I've seen a lot of people prepare it is you have a bowl, you put all the ingredients in the bowl with the dough and the batter and you mix it around and then you put it on the plate and you fry it.
All right. Delicious?
Delicious. And Hiroshima style is more, you have a bit of dough and then you layer different things. So for example, bacon and then noodles and then, so the ingredients are like separately and you fry them and then you flip it. And then so you do it a bit differently. It's not all in one. It's like coming in layers.
Right. So a rivalry exists between these two culinary techniques.
Yeah, they have like two styles, and I think if you go like, oh, it's Hiroshima style or Kansai style, some people get upset because they're like, no, it's okonomiyaki, and this is the right type of okonomi. There's no different styles. It's okonomiyaki.
Wow, lots of opinions.
It's not blah blah style okonomiyaki.
Opinions to be shared. Goodness gracious me.
So that rivalry is about like texture and taste, and so it's a big part of their local pride as well.
Do you have a favorite type of okonomiyaki?
Oh no, I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Whoa,
Oh.
Okay, better stay out of toraburu. Fair enough.
Another thing I would like to add, and I've been there actually 3 times, Bunny Island is also in Hiroshima.
Bonnie Island.
If you ever heard the word Bunny Island in Japan and you're
Bunny
curious,
Island.
it's a bunny island. And that island is full of bunnies!
Rabbits! Little hoppers!
Yes!
Little big tooth carrot munchers.
Since they don't have any natural predators on that island, the island is called Okunoshima. There's no natural predators, so apparently the bunnies started to flourish. There's 2 different stories why there's so many bunnies on the island. You want to hear both? One of them is a bit darker.
Hit me with both stories. Give me the fun one first.
Okay, the fun one is it was a school and kids just let the bunnies out at the school because sometimes school kids have to learn how to take responsibility and they get animals there.
Okay.
Someone let them go out. There's no natural predators. Boom, you have lots of rabbits.
Awesome. Tell us the dark story.
The dark story, we have to go back to the war times. This island, Okunoshima, was actually erased from the map. That's true fact. It was erased from the map because they did something that in war rules you're not supposed to do, which is they worked at making poison gas. There is also a poison gas museum still on the island. I visited it last year. It's pretty dark.
Goodness.
And a lot of people there didn't even know what they were making. They got these suits. The suits weren't quite safe. People got very sick. Horrendous. But one of the theories is that they were testing partially on animals, so after the war was over, they released the bunnies into freedom.
Oh, I see.
That's another reason or another theory why there's bunnies on the island.
That is a darker history, isn't it?
It's a darker part of history, but I mean, it's just as vital to know about that. So it's pretty much in a way, that island, when you go there, you feel that peace and war, like you feel that sharp difference. That really dark gas museum with that like horrors of war, and you come outside and it's bunnies. being happy. No one eats them. They're like, it's like so much peace now. That island is like a symbol of peace in that way of like now everyone is just living there peacefully. So
Yeah, it was not
sharp contrast.
It was not awesome.
So next one though, let's go to Yamaguchi Prefecture.
Yamaguchi Prefecture, we have the Motonosumi Shrine. Amazing shrine. 123 bright red torii gates leading to a seaside cliff.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of tourists come to Kyoto and they go up the shrine with the many torii gates and then they come back down. But there's other places in Japan that have many torii gates that are also very beautiful. So if you can have a look at that, check those out.
Turns out this is one of the most photogenic spots in Chugoku. So something worth checking out, I reckon. Yeah.
Also, another photogenic spot is the Tsunoshima Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
It's apparently one of Japan's most beautiful coastal bridges. I like that people give bridges like a beauty percentage.
That's a Japanese concept, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rate
Beautiful
the beauty
bridge.
of this bridge.
Oh, let me look at that bridge. So beautiful. Oh my goodness. Ooh, strike a pose, bridge.
It's a bridge to happiness.
Whoa! And the happiness is apparently 1,780 meters long.
It's a long old.
So it's a long bridge over the sea, and it's like kind of crystal clear turquoise going into blue kind of grading of the ocean if you get it on a good day. So definitely a beautiful bridge.
Does look amazing in this photo. Looks really remarkable. And now we got-
Breathtaking.
next, this is amazing. We got the caves.
The Akiyoshido Cave.
Yep, and the Akiyoshidai
Akiyoshidai.
Plateau. Amazing. Japan's largest limestone cave, which features a huge underground chambers. So if you're into a bit of exploring underground, like a dwarf or something similar, you can go check this out. This is where it all happens.
There's also the Akiyoshidai Plateau above it. So they're above it. It has a beautiful karst landscape, perfect for hiking.
Ah, sounds excellent.
Hike.
Yeah, nothing like a cave. I get quite scared in a cave. You get scared in caves?
Oh, you like claustrophobic kind of like
No,
space?
not at all. It's just you get down there and it's pitch black apart from like the light on your helmet or whatever. There's a whole new world down there, isn't it? It's a whole new... And rock doesn't, like, it's not flexible in any way. It's not like earth where you can dig at it. If you're trying to squeeze between two rocks, it has no give at all. If it's you versus rock, like flesh versus rock, rock wins.
Yeah, I was just thinking you were like, I'm scared it's like dark and not so much space. And I'm like, isn't this like just a metal club though? Dark, not much space.
That's like a Tokyo apartment, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, that too. Yeah, if you don't turn on the light, it's pretty much that.
Next up, we are headed to the Yura Onsen in Yamaguchi City.
The New York Times announced 52 places to go in Japan 2024, so fairly recently at this point.
Just to go, not just in Japan. Just 52 places to go.
In the world, apparently.
Yeah.
Yamaguchi City was selected as the only Japanese city on the list.
Okay, which is an interesting choice.
Wow, that's new.
Interesting choice, isn't it?
Oh.
There's the legend of the white fox hanging out there.
There's a giant white fox statue. So
Yep. So white fox statues everywhere because Yura Onsen was discovered when a white fox was seen healing its wounds in the hot spring. So that means there's white fox statues all over the flipping place now, celebrating this legend.
Okay, it's also known for alkaline, skin-friendly water. And Yura Onsen is said to promote beauty and relieve fatigue.
I hate fatigue. I love when I can get into the same bath as a white fox and just feel fatigue flow out of me.
And let all of that mend and make you feel better about your physical strain from hiking so much in the cave.
So much. And squeezing your way through bits of a cave. That's right, those limestone rocks. Or alternatively, check out the beauty of a bridge.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things in the Chugoku region. I know that Hiroshima is probably the most known one and also quite well accessible on the Shinkansen.
You spent much time down there in Chugoku?
Hiroshima mostly, yeah. So I've been to Hiroshima City, I've been to Miyajima, I've been to Bonny Island several times. So that's a definitely a good area to go. And it's not that hard to reach. You just hop onto the Shinkansen. And some of the stops on the Shinkansen, if you, for example, come with the Japan Rail Pass, it's also, it's included in the Rail Pass.
Good point. It is.
It is,
isn't it?
Plan your journey in advance, you can get there with the Japan Rail Pass as well.
That rail pass is real helpful, isn't it? Yeah, all those JR trains.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly.
Definitely also when you go to Hiroshima, try the momiji manju because those are delicious. And their style of okonomiyaki is delicious.
Oh,
delicious.
someone was about to express an opinion and get in trouble.
I'm trying to reel that back in, but I
reel
like
that
them
in.
both. Don't make me choose.
Well, this has been good. We've learned a lot of interesting things about Chugoku region.
Yeah, and you let me know in the comments, is any of them ringing a bell? Have you ever heard about that? Or which ones would you actually like to go to next if you come to Japan? What has spiked your interest? Has this podcast helped you? If so, please subscribe. Right, I guess we're gonna wrap this up
we'll wrap
here.
this bad boy up.
We hope it helped you travel. There's more episodes on Japan travel on this podcast. We have a variety of stuff from travel to idol culture to wrestling culture to pretty much anything under the sun.
Stuff.
Yeah, how
All
to
of
make it under the sun. There's a lot of stuff here on this podcast. And if you enjoyed it, go also maybe recommend it to a friend, maybe share it on your stories. Help us grow a little bit as well. If you could take something valuable away from this podcast episode.
Happy days. Thank you so much for joining us, dear friends. We'll see you next time for another enthralling edition of
Cat with Beard.
Bye-bye. Enjoy Chugoku Travel.